Hey guys, super random video for you today. So my friend Eddie from the YouTube channel Eddie X texted me a few days ago and said the guys from JR Garage bought an S600 in Wisconsin and they needed some help. So this car was being driven by its previous owner and it died out in this random parking lot about an hour and 15 minutes away from my house in Wisconsin. And then they decided to just fire sale the thing for $3,000 to JR Garage. So they bought it and it's been sitting here for months somehow and hasn't been towed, and it won't start, and something flew off the engine, they said. So they wanted to know if they flew into town, if I'd pick them up, go to Wisconsin with them, and see if I could fix this thing in the parking lot. And being a guy that loves an adventure, I said, yes, of course, I'd love to help you guys out. See if I can get this car running so they don't have to get a tow, save a little bit of money. So we loaded up, or I loaded up, the 335i roadside assistance vehicle at 5 o'clock in the morning, picked them up at O'Hare, and we are ready to go. Actually, I'm already starting on this car, so let me show you what we got. So they just got done making the deal, and the previous owner of the S600 is trying to sell him this car right here. So we have an S63, beautiful, beautiful car. So I don't know, maybe these guys will have an S63 soon. We'll see. It's just not broken enough for me. I have no interest in that. But this thing is sweet. It's the Designo, however you say that, interior, and it looks mint. I thought this looked a little weird. This is just like too nice. And then the previous owner said that he did have these front seats recovered, or maybe he bought the new leather from Mercedes. I'm not sure. It looks a little bit too black to be factory Mercedes, but I could be wrong. But I think this thing has like 144,000 miles. It has Distronic, keyless go. This had probably $140,000 sticker, and they paid $3,000 clean title. Look at this. The interior is really, really nice. It has the suede or Alcantara headliner. Beautiful, beautiful car. You can adjust, well, it's not totally dead. You can adjust the rear seat position as well. And yeah, it's got some issues, some typical W220 rust issues going on. But this thing supposedly ran and drove really nicely before something happened, some kind of noise in the engine. They said a belt flew off, and then it's just been sitting here. But it hasn't slammed at all. It's got the ABC hydraulic suspension. Aside from some cosmetic issues, this thing just looks a little beat up. I think it's a solid deal if it runs, So that's why I'm here. We're gonna see if we can get it to run. We have a belt tensioner pulley that has just decided to commit suicide here. This is a good failure. So I brought with me all the pulleys, because once they said something belt related, I brought the belt and all the pulleys from my CL65 project, which still is not put back together. I know I need to put my CL65 back together, but the heads are still getting ported, okay? So that's why. But anyway, we have Christian and Jeffrey. They have come all the way from Arizona.
It was 105 when we left.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was over 100 degrees.
But we're excited. We were running on very little sleep, but hey, when you got a project car to pick up.
I think I'm on like 4 hours. They're on probably half of that. You know, this just matches the car. You know, it's a used car. You get a used part, all right?
That's fair.
You know,
We're going to keep this as budget as we can, as we did with the RS600 and the CL600. Unfortunately, we didn't have to do anything. Well, but the name of the game for this one is, going to be keeping it on a budget.
You're on the right path. Fixing it in the middle of a Meijer parking lot with used parts is definitely the route to go.
Used parts.
Yeah, they're right. So we have a nice new belt that I think Car Wizard put on before Car Trek, so that's what you're getting. So, all right, cool. Let's get to work. Okay, so this is why this thing is not sagging. It has a coilover conversion, so it's actually been sitting in this lot for 4 months. Here we go. Most people never put this screw back. It holds this little pipe here, this little hose, and this one is about halfway in. So, you know, they thought about it. They just didn't complete the process. With no ABC, I'm not seeing really any major leaks here. We still have the belly pan on, so it could be capturing a lot of that, but yeah. Oh, and then look, you can see these are the ABC lines here that are just disconnected. They didn't even cap them or anything. I mean, there's really no point. They just left them kind of hanging. All right, we're about to create a whole lot of space here.
That's right. That is always a satisfying feeling.
This is really the only way to work on anything on these cars. And it's still going to be a little tight with the thermostat housing.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Almost. Victory.
Yeah. There it is, our bad belt tensioner pulley. So this thing just locked up, and wow, it's missing like a little chunk there too. So that thing basically exploded through the belt. We have a little bit of rubber on some of the other pulleys, which I'll try to clean up. All right, so it's just 2 bolts. There's one. All right, here we go.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. I think this thing, I don't think this is original either. Might have been a cheap aftermarket. Okay, first off, let's find your belt.
Oh yeah,
he has it. He has it.
Oh, I was like, what is, look at, this is the pulley.
Oh, wait. Okay, so that's supposed to be on.
You gotta make a little like,
wait, what?
You gotta put a little chain around this, around the rearview mirror. So that used to be, that was this.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. See, it's good as new. We'll just snap it back in. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time cleaning off the melted belt from these pulleys because we don't want the new one to slip off, and we're just going to scrape these. All right, so I just spent a good amount of time cleaning up the water pump pulley and this pulley here that took the brunt of the melted belt. Everything else looks really good. All right, belt is on. Before I put the fan on, we are going to fire this thing up and just make sure everything is A-okay and that belt's not gonna slip off. Cool, so there's a spare tire here that looks to be in really good condition, and then they give them that too. So yeah, the battery's over there. What do we got? Okay, all right. It's got a battery. This is kind of just hanging out, no biggie.
Yeah.
All right, let's hook up some cables.
124.
Oh wow, that's like low mileage too.
Yeah,
this is a great deal. If it starts, let's not get too crazy here.
Come on. 2, 1.
All right, so everything looks perfect. The engine runs great. No squealing, no nothing. Engine-wise, pulley-wise, belt-wise, we are in good shape, but we don't have any power steering. So I've never done an ABC to regular steel coil conversion. I thought that in some cases people would put a normal power steering pump in place of the tandem pump, but apparently not. I'm gonna assume these guys had power steering before this car died out here in this parking lot. But yeah, the fluid, it's there. It's not totally empty. It's coming up on the dipstick. It's definitely enough to make the power steering work, but it is just rock solid. You can kind of hear the pump a little when you turn it as well. So, yeah, not really sure what's going on there. Could just simply be a bad pump. Lots of lights, of course. ABS, ESP, that should go away if I move the steering wheel lock to lock. Yeah, coolant, that's just the fan, Distronic, pre-safe. All right, so everything is back together, running great. But we're having this little bit of a power steering issue. There, go ahead, push that in now. Push it forward, go ahead. There you go. And you're good. All right, so it's having a weird power steering issue. Like, this is power assist. This isn't just play. You can see there, it's moving the wheels. It's got a little power assist, and I mean, it's definitely really hard, but it's not like 100% gone, and you can hear the pump kind of doing a little bit of a whine there. It's got fluid, so I don't really know. Let's just go for a ride and see what happens. That pump, I think, is just going bad with a little gas. Now we have power steering. And
okay, come on,
let's swing by a parts store because it was low, but I didn't think it would be low enough to not work. But let's go get some fluid. And
fluid's hard to come by though, right?
Well, we might be able to find something that'll work. We totally have power steering right now. It just needs a little bit of RPM.
Okay.
And
but then it's also, of course, easier because we're driving instead of...
No, this is straight up, this is legit power steering that's back. That's all the way down, so it's in some kind of limp mode.
Oh.
Because it should be way faster than that.
Weird, check engine light's not on.
Yeah, it's okay. It could also be because of all these other lights too. This is a nice car. It runs great. It's in a little bit of a limp mode right now. We'll scan it for codes here shortly, but straight as an arrow. We're gonna go top up the power steering fluid, see if we can get that to work. Get rid of some of these lights.
How about the coilovers? What do you think?
I like them. The coilovers aren't bad. It rides nice. I don't think this has a sway bar because ABC cars don't have a sway bar. So most people, when they do the coil conversion, they just don't do anything and don't add a sway bar. I think it would require a different subframe or provisions for a sway bar, but it doesn't take turns the best, but whatever. It's a nice luxurious car. All right, so I just added some power steering fluid here. It really wasn't all that low and it didn't fix our problem. So we'll head back to the BMW, shut it off, hook up my scanner, see what kind of codes we can come up with. But this feels very mechanical to me. If we give it RPM, it simply works. So I don't think it's anything more than a bad pump, really. We are 4% in and 4 faults, 5 faults.
Oh gosh, so multiply that by 25.
Yeah, this is gonna be bad. Give it some gas. I bet you that he comes back. Is it back? Yeah. Okay, so we're low on coolant. That's all it is. Yeah, we gotta top up the coolant. That's all. Okay. It's an easy fix. There's that little leak by the reservoir where they GB welded it. All right, here we go, guys. So we have many faults. Let's just start off with the engine. We have the engine fan code, which is nothing because we had it disconnected.
What's BA assist?
That's brake assist. Brake assist is kind of cool. When you slam on the brakes in an emergency situation, your foot and your leg and your reaction time is not as good as a computer. So even though you're literally slamming on it like this, the car knows that you're in an emergency situation, and in a split second, it applies the brakes before you even push it all the way down.
So it can just tell by the first half.
It can tell immediately that something happened. Like you jerk the wheel and you hit the thing at the same time, and it's in the logic in the computer. It'll activate the ABS pump and it'll apply the brakes before you even think you did.
Dang.
Yeah, it's pretty wild for like such an old, you know. All right, so we're just gonna erase all this stuff right now. We're gonna go for a ride right now and see if we're not in limp mode anymore. This is really the only code that is sticking around, and it's causing the ABS, BAS, ESP light coding variant. So this could be a bad transmission control module. This could be so many other things. Not much we can get into right now. The previous owner did say that he had it at the dealer for this, and they said they'd have to dig deep and it'd be a lot of money. So we're gonna go drive it and see if we have some boost.
Okay.
No. Yeah, it doesn't have any boost. I bet you the guy never had any boost. I bet you it's all because of the ABS, ESP, all that stuff. It's just not allowing it because it doesn't know what's going on. All right, so we got a new battery. So we still have these lights. It's still in limp mode. These guys are gonna take off, but this thing starts on its own. It does have a little power steering when you get going or you give it some gas. It works perfectly fine when you just rev it up or when you're driving. So we got that going for it. The belt isn't shredded anymore. The engine runs perfect. I still think overall for 3,000 bucks, this was a pretty good deal. And this is a very highly optioned car. It has the heated and cooled seats in the rear. Look at this. This is so nice, $3,000, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And now it's the next day, and these guys are here with the V12 S600 at the LegitStreetCars. This thing made it.
Bam, about, what was that, 200 miles?
Man,
200
so
miles.
You got to enjoy this kind of comfort for how long in your 65?
For about 14 hours, 0-degree weather.
Wow.
Yeah, with it breaking down like 12 times.
Well, this was 3 hours with little to no power steering at slow speeds, and
but no breakdowns, no fuel issues.
I'm impressed.
So
3,000 bucks, and you drove it, you know, to Madison all the way back to Chicago.
Yeah, it wasn't
Not bad.
too bad. We did miss having some turbo boost. I mean, it was not fast, but it was good enough.
I hope you guys really enjoyed this kind of random video of helping these guys out with their S600.
Thank you so much
Of
for
course,
helping
of
and making
course.
this possible, and glad this all worked
Yeah,
out.
me too, me too.
They were quoting a ton as a non-running
Oh,
car,
yeah.
and no shipper wanted to pick it up, so this is great now.
Yeah.
And I don't think we could have gone through TSA with a toolbox. So,
No, not at all.
So this worked out. Thank you so much.
Of course. So if you guys want to see more on the S600, I will leave their channel linked down below. Give this video a thumbs up, share the video, subscribe if you're new, and most importantly, have an awesome day. I'll catch all of you in the next video.
See ya.